Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. You're back again with Talk Football. I am coming to you from a galaxy far, far away. And we got our boys, Dan repping Liverpool, a little bit nervous on his face, but a little bit more confidence as well coming out. You can see it on his face. Joshy boy sitting there, hopefully excited for the next season. Jamie, I, Jamie's Jamie is Jamie. To be honest, he is feeling upset and excited at the same time. But welcome, boys, to the show. How are you feeling? And Jamie dropped off.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I'm
Jamie,
sure.
have it was a good talk.
That's it.
I don't
Oh,
know whether
mate.
I don't know whether I offended Jamie. I'm sorry, Jamie, if I said something. Oh no, he's back. He's back. I didn't
Here
say
we go.
something. I'm sorry, Jamie, if I said something.
No, it's all right, mate. It's all right. My mic just doesn't work, and so I just thought I'd just hop out quickly and hop back on. But yeah, all good.
No,
All
we
good.
love we
Yeah.
love to have you here. You know that we love to have you here. And coming from a Bayern Munich fan, you probably belong in this table of the greats. To be honest, people who have actually won the Champions League. So that's something good. And yeah, would love to go to Dan. So Dan, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'd say it's a funny one. I was last night after we did our stream. I was lying there. I was starting to get sort of those little nervous sort of prangs. You just kind of think like, oh, in 24 hours we'll have potentially won the Champions League or lost the Champions League. You start getting these feelings and thoughts coming in. You start imagining Henderson lifting the trophy, doing the shuffle. Jurgen Klopp in tears, arms going round. Memories of Madrid in 19 start flooding back. So, yeah, Paris, Madrid, we've got history. We've got a lot of history with them, and I'm hoping it repeats itself. The only time they ever lost a final was to Liverpool in Paris. So, if anyone can do it, I think these boys can do it. The hardest part, though, is sort of being favourites against Madrid is strange. Like, it's a strange feeling to be the favourites against a team with such history.
You got to get used to it by now, to be honest.
Well, you do, but as a Liverpool fan for 16, 17, 18 years, we've always been the underdog. We've always been that underdog team. We've never, when we played any final, AC Milan, massive underdogs, playing Madrid in the final in 18, massive underdogs. 19, when we played Tottenham, was the first time that we were favourites. So that was a strange kind of feeling for me. When we lost in Athens to Milan, again, the underdogs. So 2 finals in a row, we're the favourites to win it. So we just got to start accepting it now.
I think so. So, Josh, being a Manchester United fan, Liverpool is your biggest rival, and I don't think
Yes.
there is no doubt about it as well. What are your feelings with regards to this?
Well, it's sort of been. I mean, I can't really get excited or nervous for this because obviously your team's nowhere near it. But I mean, I was sort of trying to look at it like Real Madrid have just throughout this entire Champions League campaign have just somehow managed to get out the results. And Benzema is on fire. I've never seen him this good, honestly.
Me too.
It's just one of those things. He's pulling that team through some issues, and Vinny Jr.'s been in good form. But anyway, to
That
fast
guy
forward,
Rodrigo is also on fire. Every time he's come
true.
out during that knockout stages, he has also
Yeah,
scored a
yeah.
goal.
Like, I mean, Ancelotti has something. He's doing something right with this team because they're here in the final. Earlier in the week, I was thinking, it's probably just going to be edged out by Madrid. Liverpool had a couple of injury clouds, and now the news coming out that they basically have a full complement. Thiago being probably the biggest inclusion for my mind, I think, just pushes them to be favourites, which I don't want to happen, but it is what it is, and I think we might be looking at maybe an extra time, sort of a low scoring match. Maybe might open up the second half. We might get a couple of goals from both teams, but I think we might see a injury time or extra time winner from Liverpool. That's pretty much where I'm at with it. But I think they'll just have too much on the day with the personnel available.
Yeah. Jamie, European giants Bayern Munich. We were talking about this backstage. It's not a good thing for any of us sitting here, except for Dan, of course. Uh, what are your feelings going into this Champions League final? What are your expectations? Or yeah, like for me, my expectations are neither team win, but that doesn't happen. But you know, what
That's
are
your
you
hope.
thinking from and what are you feeling as a Bayern Munich fan, bro?
Oh man, like you know, I've heard of the saying, like oh, what is it? Oh fuck, I've forgotten what it is again. But yeah, it's the hope that kills you. That's what I was
It
going to say.
is.
It's the hope that kills
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
You know, when you have two teams that will get another Champions League, more. It just comes to show, mate, that you've literally got to be on your game, and you can't be relying on wanting to do it for you, because either way, if Liverpool get another Champions League, they want to Bayern. If Madrid get another Champions League, we're gonna hope and pray they do a 2002 to 2014 where they were shocking in the Champions League. I mean, in my opinion, we were by far the better team against Villarreal. We
Yep.
got knocked out. Villarreal played
Yeah.
Liverpool. They're in the final. Chelsea were by far the better team against Real Madrid, in my opinion, in the second leg. But Madrid got the goals. I went through.
Yeah.
Played Man City, got to the final. To be honest with you, mate, as a neutral, I want an entertaining game. But overall, I'm just like, I don't really want any of these teams to win. But, I'm going to go with a narrow 2-1 Real Madrid win. I think it will be like 0-0 after, full time. This will shock you. I think Madrid will take the lead, Liverpool will score, and then Real Madrid will just somehow get a sloppy 90+ minute, winner or something like that.
Okay.
I just got a feeling, because as much as people want to keep saying, oh, but PSG were the better team, Man City were the better team, Chelsea were the better team. I'm sorry, but when you have this much luck, I'm sorry, but
it runs out.
Maybe it could run out, but I
It
think
might
for
run
a team
out, but
like
I don't
Real
think
Runs
so.
Madrid,
out against European royalty, I'm afraid. Those who
To
know
be
how to win it.
to be honest, European royalty is Real Madrid. They
The
have
European,
absolutely.
they have twice the
we
amount
were
that we
doing
would have.
European
look at
royalty. Don't you worry about
look
that.
at
Don't you worry
2018,
about that.
mate. Look at 2018. Everyone
Look at
wrote them off against
2018. We played a
PSG.
midfielder, James Milner, in there, man. It's a different time. It's a different period.
Great point by Twisted. Our king of the moderators, Twisted. Neither team is capable of a clean sheet. It will be one in the midfield. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
Real Madrid is not
I'm
capable of a
convinced.
clean sheet, but like
I'm
Liverpool.
convinced that full-back defence, I think Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Trent, Alisson, we've only conceded 24 goals last season in the Premier League. We didn't concede in 2 finals against Chelsea. I think with that full squad, I think the midfield's correct. The Fabinho and Thiago being back is massive for us. It's huge. It makes the one thing I wanted to point out though, that which I think isn't being kind of not overlooked, but Liverpool are a much fitter team than Real Madrid are. I think if it does end up going to things like extra time, I think Liverpool are going to have longer legs than they are. We played a lot of minutes this season, but we've been there and done that. We have had a week of rest, but we're also, unlike Real Madrid, who've had 3 weeks rest since winning the league. That can be a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. It can take you out of your rhythm when you're not playing competitively week out, week in, week out, and you can take that foot off the gas. We all saw it when Liverpool played Tottenham, and there was a 3-week gap between the end of the season and the Champions League. Neither team was in any form of rhythm. It wasn't as fit for here. So for me, I feel that Liverpool, having that chance where they played a competitive game last Sunday and have had, 6 days now to just continue on. The season still plays on, and this is just, the last game of the season. I'm confident now that with the strikers we've got, players like Luis Diaz is going to be a menace down that left-hand side against Carvajal. He's going to be a menace for him.
Do you think
Salah
do
could
you think
not
the
be more
same
fired
way?
up for this game.
Yeah, but do you think the same way Vinny Jr. would be up for it against Trent as well?
Oh, he will be massively, and
Ooh.
this is something that we deal with week in, week out. Of that's where you attack Liverpool by Trent. Every team says this. Every team goes, "Oh yeah, get in behind Trent." Well, we're forgetting the fact is if you concentrate too much on only doing that, then we've got two players who can do that job. Jordan Henderson can cut in and prevent that pass even being made. We know that there's going to be a formation that's going to be set up to prevent that Vinicius Junior side of things. Ibrahima Konate is a very fast young man who's going to be on that same side of the pitch as well. So there's a lot of defence on that side. And Mr. Virgil van Dijk, I think, is more than capable of keeping Benzema quiet for the game.
But it also just takes one chance for Mr. Benzema as well.
It can. He was very, very quiet, though, wasn't he, in the City game, in the semi-final against, the Bernabeu? Other than the penalty, he didn't do anything.
Yeah, but didn't he score in the other leg?
Yeah, but he scored in the other leg. Yes, he scored a penalty and he scored the other one that
It was a header.
Yeah, the header when Man City went full sort of kamikaze mode, didn't they? And just decided to go, do you know what? Let's just let them score some goals. It was a madness. I've never seen City like that, to be honest. Has anyone ever seen City concede 3 goals?
No.
I haven't. It was an odd game for them.
But the thing is, Benzema
I've been looking at. Exactly. Last one would have been Spurs. But last one I looked at, Real Madrid's last couple of games, couple of draws and a loss. They have switched down the dial, so it'll be interesting to see whether they can turn that dial back up for this game. It's going to be a really interesting game.
But Dan. Oh, sorry, Anthony.
Oh,
Can I just bring up this point just real quick? But Dan, aren't you a little bit worried though about, maybe not so like the Real Madrid bench, but are you not worried about, Carlo Ancelotti and just the way he can, tactically switch a game? You got players like Camavinga who might not be a great starter, but when he comes on, instant impact. You got the leadership of Marcelo, who, yes, is not the defender he was in 2018. But still, you got that late. I know, but if you actually see him on the bench, you can just see that leadership that gets through onto the field, and just that Real Madrid team, man. It is when it wants to be very, very defensively well drilled and keep their shape. They can,
They can, but they haven't come up. With respect to them, they've come up against City, who it's City's fault they're not in the final. Let's get it straight. It's Manchester City's fault they're not in the final. Pep Guardiola doing Pep Guardiola things when it comes to the Champions League and deciding to take off all your key players before the match is won. De Bruyne is tired, is he? Behave. The game isn't finished. You need all your ballers on that pitch until that whistle's blown, and that's why they're not in the final. Real Madrid this season haven't come up against a beast like Liverpool. They haven't come up against one who doesn't do things like this. Chelsea have been known to, unfortunately, Anthony, I think you've seen in the season, to throw a spanner in their own works by doing some daft stuff.
We destroy ourselves. So
you're your own worst enemies at times. It's 1 minute you're incredible, next minute it's where did this Chelsea come from? What was that about? I don't know why you're doing that. The home leg at Stamford Bridge is the reason you're not in the semi-finals. It's your own fault you weren't in the semi-final because of
100%.
an utter madness at Stamford Bridge. It was beyond me as to why you. I didn't expect that. I thought it'd be a nice tight kind of 1-1, maybe 1-0 kind of game, and then Chelsea would have enough legs to finish it, away from home. And we all saw that, didn't we?
We actually did as well, and it's just
and that's right. So Real Madrid are an incredible team. I'll always have the greatest respect for them, but the difference being now is they're facing a different animal in Liverpool now. They're facing a different team that they played in 2018. They're not as strong as they used to be. They've got some great game changes, and I think you're absolutely right. And what Liverpool need to do is to affect the game before players like he can come on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we
Yeah.
need to try and be 1 or 2-0 up before they can come into the match. That'll be down to Liverpool to go out there and try and get a goal. I'm really hoping to see Liverpool score a goal in the first half this season. We've always been second half FC. We've always got stronger in the second half than we have been in the first half. So it will be very interesting to see. I mean, look, they're absolute perfection in the group stages.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just thought we should bring it up and just take a look at how these teams actually ended up in the final.
Yeah,
And,
definitely.
arguably the toughest group. Everybody thought it was this group, but in actuality, it was this group that was the toughest group.
Yeah.
And Liverpool
You-
came out of it with
Well, you've got
flying
three.
colors.
You've got three champions there, haven't you? The Spanish
Yeah.
champions, the Portuguese champions, and the Italian runners. Well, soon to be champions. You know,
I
would have been
think
this season.
champions already, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, champions already.
Yeah.
So it was a group that I was more confident that we would get through, but I knew Atletico were going to be a tough animal. They were, but this season they've not been what they used to be, shall we say?
Yeah.
Yeah. And in comparison to Real Madrid's group, which was pretty average, to be honest.
Well, they lost to Sheriff, didn't they? So
Yeah.
that was a bit of a shock one. Yeah.
That was a bit of a shock one. And yeah, so to be fair, like at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, the group stage was tougher for Liverpool, but the group and the group stage was easier for Real Madrid. However, the knockout games were a little bit different to either team as well. Like the first round of 16, like let's see, this round of 16. Yeah, so Real Madrid faced Paris Saint-Germain, which they lost, and Liverpool played Inter Milan, which was another tough team.
Yeah.
I think they were second in the Serie A as well, if I'm not mistaken. Beat them quite comfortably in the San Siro.
We were very
Uh,
clever in that match.
mm,
We won in the second half. It was Ivan Perisic and those Inter Milan were very good in that game. And for when you guys, I don't know, we were on a Discord when we were watching it, and I wasn't concerned because it was about fitness levels. The reason we won that match was just the level of fitness. The Inter Milan couldn't keep up the tempo for the full 90 minutes. They started to wear down, and we found our opportunity towards the end of the second half.
yeah,
And they
I
were
watched
clinical in the first half, to be fair.
100%, Jamie. 100%. Like I was watching, Perisic was getting past Trent and trying to cross the ball in, but Edin Dzeko was too slow to come inside the box for Perisic to do whatever he needed to do with the ball at the end of the day. There was
Yeah.
nobody for him to pass to. And then we go on to the second leg of the round of 16. Yes, Inter Milan did win that game. However, the game was already won at the San Siro, and
It was a dead rubber match, really.
it was dead rubber at the end of the day. But the shock result was the 3-1 win against Paris for Real Madrid. This was a really, really good game to watch as well, isn't it, boys?
Yeah, we watched it. I mean, I watched the Liverpool game. It was a strange one because I approached it with the idea that I knew. Well, to be fair, on another day we'd have won 3 or 4. We could have won 3 or 4, one. But with Real Madrid, we watched that and we thought it was done and dusted because PSG took the lead, didn't they?
Yeah. Mbappe in that near post, I believe.
And then totally in that second half capitulated like to a spectacular level. I've never seen a team fall apart that quickly.
Yeah. And in this was that game where Lautaro Martinez just hits the ball and it just miraculously creeps inside, isn't it? From
It was an incredible goal. He couldn't have
It was a
hit
massive, incredible goal.
incredible goal.
Yeah. And then we go on to the quarterfinals, the first leg of the quarterfinals, where it was Liverpool versus Benfica. I don't think anybody thought otherwise that Benfica was gonna win this draw, even
We
though
got the job done.
Yeah, they were a tough team. This is the game where Chelsea completely fluffed their lines and messed everything up. And Real Madrid go 3 up, very like 2-0 in the first half. And Mendy does a madness at the start of the second half, which made things a lot more harder for us. You know,
You know, Benzema loves taking goalkeeper souls, Anthony. He loves taking
Exactly
goalkeeper
right.
Oh yeah,
souls.
100%.
Exactly right. You know, Kai Havertz goes in just to the end of that first half, gave us a little bit of a chance to do something in the second half, but just at the start of the first 30 seconds, we just ruined it for ourselves. And that's all she wrote at the end of the day. And going on to the second leg of the quarterfinals, this was a very, very entertaining game for me for the
Oh, it was. It
Euros.
was incredible.
Oh, it was bloody beautiful to see. And it's just that last few minutes, we just let one goal in, but Rodrigo scores, and we just didn't we didn't help ourselves enough to win this game. And of the
Mhm.
balance of things, I just don't think we deserve to go through as well. I believe Real Madrid deserve to go through because of the work that they put in order to
Yeah.
go through that thing. uh this was a bit of a shock where the game ended 3-3. However,
No, it was a
Liverpool,
friendly.
yeah, but Liverpool did their
Yeah.
business in the first half anyway. So
Yeah, it was. It was
3-3.
a friendly. The game was played like a friendly. It was the atmosphere was like a friendly. If you go back and watch the game, everyone was quite jovial. Everyone was quite. I think the Benfica fans were happy to be there. Like Liverpool
Mm.
played a massively changed team. I think we had probably about 6 or 7 changes in the squad at the time.
Yeah.
And Firmino came on, scored a couple. Darwin Núñez put the ball in the net about 15 times, but only scored once.
Yeah.
Because he was offside constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a friendly. It was nice to see.
Yeah. And going on to the semi-finals, Liverpool beat Villarreal comfortably, and
Mm.
Man City, Real Madrid. This was a game to watch. 4-3, which was brilliant, brilliant game. But the real game was in the second leg, where Villarreal tried their hardest, but they weren't good enough at the end of the day. But props to Unai Emery for doing his thing, bringing Villarreal, beating all
Mm.
those opponents, and at least trying to win the game. um
It
in
shows how far tactical nows can take you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
quality's the difference.
Yeah.
That first 90 minutes, Villarreal. I was commenting when we were watching it on the Discord. I was not panicking. I was no worries. I was saying, it's fine. I wasn't happy. Genuinely, I was very disappointed that we conceded the goals, but they were good value for them. But you could just see the way Villarreal were playing; it was unsustainable. They were sprinting for every ball. Everything was like 100 miles an hour, and it wouldn't have been sustainable for a full
Yeah.
90 minutes. I
They
think
tried.
their plan was probably to get to 2-2 and try and take it to extra time,
Hmm.
or to try and get 3 goals and defend for their lives. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, the level of quality between Villarreal and Liverpool, and that game changer in Luis Diaz, who came on and
Yeah.
took it like it was his own.
Yeah.
He was fantastic.
What a
Yeah,
goalkeeper that really is, by the way.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Not
But- but-
100%. Yeah.
Poor mistakes.
But it's funny. But that's what happens when teams play, to the extremes. Do you only play to their very limits, and their extremes mistakes happen? It's true. That's what it was. They were playing to an extreme against Liverpool because they were 90 minutes away from their first ever Champions League final, in front of their home crowd. If you can't get up for it, I don't know what else you could get up for. But yeah, once those errors came in, Liverpool are there to capitalise on that situation. It's just what happens.
yeah. But a massive effort from Villarreal nonetheless.
Oh,
to
huge!
reach
They
the
were
thing.
brilliant. They were fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. And then this is where we see Pep bottle it. Anyone disagree?
It was amazing to see. At least
It
one of
should
the
have been-
rivals had to get out.
They should have been sponsored by Buxton next season. Bottlers, man.
It was funny, wasn't it? Looking at Real Madrid when we saw the game, it was Manchester City, the way they played against Atletico Madrid, in their second leg, where they were just going to hold that lead, get a 0-0, control the ball, and then they got the 1 goal second half through your man Riyad Mahrez. 72 minutes. I mean, there's 18 minutes left on the clock, and Real Madrid has to score 2 goals to take it to extra time. But
But in 2 minutes, Rodrigo scores 2 goals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that header was mad.
that was. This is what I was talking about. Like, even though the game looked well and truly wrapped up,
Yeah.
still Real Madrid, they just had it in them to just pull those results out. So you can never, especially in Liverpool's case for a one-off game, never switch off against them, even if you're 2-0 up or whatever.
It was from the changes that caused those problems, wasn't it? As soon as they took the midfielders out, they lost the game.
And that's the problem. That's the thing with Carlo Ancelotti. He's so good in what he does. He understands how to do this. Like Benzema has literally scored in every single game they played, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Look at this. 2 in here. Jesus. It's going to be seriously interesting. I don't think Real Madrid would open up, because if they do, they're going to get killed. But I think it's going to be a very, very cagey game. Very, very tactical game, to be honest.
I agree. I think it's going to be a typical final. We've seen 2 of them already this season with Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool have shown that they're able to open up. We do it week in, week out against the best teams in world football, and teams like Chelsea, teams like Manchester City. That's our game. That's how we do it, and we trust in the players that we have in our team. We trust in the players we have in the team.
Please don't include Chelsea. We are Vibes FCs. Sorry.
But you see,
but when it comes to a one-off match, you're not. That's the thing. You've got one of the best cup managers that there is. And this is why I didn't buy into the notion that, Liverpool couldn't beat Chelsea, blah, blah, blah. It's like, but you're a cup team. And you're
very good in the cups.
We are really very good cup team. You won Champions League last season. You've won the Super Cup. You've won the Club World Cup already this season. Don't take that away from them.
And also been in the 2 available cup competitions. Like, out of the 3, we've been in 2 of the finals as well. Like, it just goes to show we are really, really good at what we do in the cup competition.
You know how to get something done in 90 minutes. And
to be honest, those 2 finals could have gone either way as well. It could have been either a Liverpool win or either a Chelsea win, and there was no way of cutting both of those teams apart, because it was just 2 one-off games at the end of the day. And for the thing is, it just went on to penalties, and the team has to win or a team has to lose. And the first cup competition went into 11 penalties, and the second one went into 7 penalties as well. And it is what it is, and it's gonna be a good watch, isn't it? We got a comment from Mr. Twisted again, asking a little bit of a question. Some may say Klopp is a great cup manager too.
He is, but he's also won more league titles than Tuchel.
Well, he's already proven that he can this season alone. He's taken it right till the very last day, and he's won 2 cups already. So it's.
I'm not including Tuchel in like the Klopp conversation, because I don't think that there is not enough evidence for us to speak about it. And
you can't, can you? You can't, can you? Because he's got the same European record as Rafa Benitez as it stands.
Yeah, and the thing is, still
he's been to 1 final, lost. Been to 1 final, won.
He's still very young in his managerial career as well. Thomas Tuchel, he has a long way to go, and at the end of the day, he's only been here for 18 months. We have to give that man enough time to do what he does. And I just don't like it when people bring up that Klopp Tuchel comparison.
No, it felt lazy. It felt like it was sort of recency bias. Like all of a sudden, it was quick, try and take away from someone's legacy by bringing somebody else in really quickly.
It's too early to bring it in. We have to let him do what he does. Who knows? At the end of the day, in 4 or 5 years' time, or maybe in 2-3 years' time, we can still have that conversation. But it's not the time yet to have that conversation.
It's not right to put that pressure on.
For me, I don't really bring it into that conversation, because I don't see it for me, and it is what it is. But yeah, boys. I was also thinking, maybe we should do a little bit of a combined 11 on this final, just to see what we can come up with. I am gonna be an unbiased person sitting here. I'm gonna give you 3 boys.
I'm unbiased. I don't know what you're talking about.
I am gonna be the moderator for this team, whereas Twisted and the others who are watching the stream can comment in and choose whatever player they like to see in the team as well. and we can put it to a vote and put it in. And you three boys can choose the team, and I'll be just the person who is going to be doing it because you know
Yeah, fair enough.
I just like doing it. So
Let's get it on.
let's get it on, isn't it? So let me bring up our football builder. So boys, to start off with, the goalkeeper position.
That's easy.
What do I do about your laptop?
I don't know. Oh,
Well, we've got two. Well, there's two goalkeepers to choose from, isn't there? There's Alisson Becker and there's Thibaut Courtois.
yeah.
It's Alisson easily. I mean, Courtois is a quality keeper, but he's not on that level.
It's kind of been more
Yeah.
impressive in the Champions League than League, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, I think we've got to choose Alisson for there. He's prevented 9 goals for Liverpool this season, so he's good for 9 goals. He's assisted this season as well.
Yep, scored one as well, hasn't he? This season he scored another one.
Scored one last season.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
He was good quality in the penalty shootout. Saved a penalty. Went the right way for Aspie's penalty. So he's been there. He's done that. He's an incredible goalkeeper. I don't think there's anyone better than him in world football as it stands right now.
Right. Okay.
No,
Fair
absolutely
enough.
not.
Fair enough. Anyone in the comments have a different other thing? Yep. Twisted says Alisson as well. Excellent. Anyone else has to say? So right back position.
You know what I'm going to say, so I'll leave the floor open.
Give me the Madrid one again. What's his name? Is it Marcelo?
Danny
Danny
Carvajal.
Carvajal.
I don't know. See, it depends what you're looking for in the combined 11, because I think Carvajal's quality is just defensively he's more sound than Trent, but it depends what you're looking for. Like, on an overall player, I'd put Trent, but as an out and out right back, I'd probably say Carvajal, like, just over him. I don't know what you guys think.
I mean,
Depends on your criteria.
I mean, like, I think the only main thing against Carvajal, at least from what I've seen of him, is just the injuries, and he does have that rash moment of just heat in his head where he just does a rash challenge or he just gets spun easily. I don't know what you guys think, but like what Josh said, I do think he's a quality defender. I just think maybe the moments that you've seen in games where he has that rash moment, and that hot head, just for me, just probably doesn't put him in the starting 11. But I do agree with quality. But
yeah, I mean, Carvajal, he's been there and he's proven it. He is a top player. He genuinely is a top player. But with Trent, I think we're witnessing a generational talent. The player, well, he is. Let's be honest. The guy's going to leave football with all the records that there is to have. People are going to discuss him in the same conversations as the greats that we discuss, and the Gerrards and the Lampards. He's going to be one of them players we were going to end up being. Carvajal's not going to leave football that way.
He's going to leave football with 4 Champions Leagues, by the way.
He has, but he didn't win them on his own. Jimmy Traore's got a Champions League medal. Does that make him a good player? It doesn't, does it? You can't look at players and say, oh, because they have 4 medals, they didn't win them on their own. It's how they won them. Do you understand what I mean?
No, 100%. But like the thing is, like, he wasn't somebody who was gonna be there for the ride. He did start in all those games as well, and did what he had
I'll
to
agree
do
with that, but right now, Trent Alexander-Arnold he's getting all the plaudits. He's had another incredible season. He's up
by
there.
The way, I'm not saying that Trent,
I think ultimately, if I'm going to choose one or the other, not just defensively, but going forward and what he's going to bring to the team, Trent Alexander-Arnold is going to influence the match more than Danny Carvajal will, in my opinion.
We're going to go with Trent. We'll put him in.
That's a 2-1.
That's done. Okay. The centre-back partnership.
Well, should we just put Van Dijk in there?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Van Dijk is a bulk standard, definitely. That'll hurry that along nicely.
That's the easiest one, isn't it? To choose. Virgil van Dijk has got to be on that left hand side. He's incredible, imperious. Back, everyone forgets he's back from an ACL injury last season.
Yeah.
And he's back
true.
to his very, very best. He's been incredible. I'll leave you guys to it with that other one. I'm not sure. Again, I'm trying not to influence it. I just feel that either Matip or Konate, but it's up to you about Militao.
I actually would agree whether it would be actually between Matip and Konate, because it's going to be either between either Militao or Nacho or Konate or Matip, and I would just go with Konate or Matip because Militao or Nacho are not of that level, to be honest. But I am just
I think that's where the weakness is for Real Madrid defensively, isn't it? I think that
The
really is
centre-backs,
where at the back is where their problems lie. So it is going to be quite Liverpool centric, to be honest, until we kind of get into that midfield and the attack, where there's going to be, the players. So for me, I mean, I'm saying, I was going to say, Twisted just took the words out of my mouth. For me, Konate has been wonderful. He's just turned 23 2 days ago. He has been incredible. He's learned. He's done well. He's fast. He's strong. He's scored goals. He's even assisted. He had a bit of a mare when he came against Wolves. I think he showed his age when a player like Raul Jimenez, was in behind him. He still has a lot to learn, but for me, I think if he carries on this path, he's going to go on to be one of the best centre-backs in world football if he stays at this sort of, path, shall we say.
Yeah.
Well, he's been on a good trajectory, and his down form hasn't been really that down overall. So I think, I would have said Militao maybe just to give Real Madrid one player in there, but I mean, yeah,
we're going to see them up front. I think we're going to see them up front. Yeah, that's where Real Madrid's real strengths is genuinely kind of in the attack.
Can I suggest just one outsider shout, guys?
Yeah, bro. For sure.
Go for it.
I was gonna mention Alaba. Now, hear me out here. Hear me out.
I like this guy.
That is good.
Alaba at the start of the season, as people know, he's actually a left back playing left centre back, and he's actually been quite impressive for Real Madrid's defence. I know a lot of us don't watch a lot of La Liga, but in the Champions League, he's really impressed me. Just the way he bombs forward, sprays them like balls, from the left hand side.
Alaba is quality.
And just his speed and just his defensive awareness, playing in that left pocket. So then when the likes of Mendy bomb it forward, he is then pocketed. He then pockets that space. And he then covers for him. I just thought I'd just mention him as a shout, but
you know what? I reckon he's on a similar. I don't know. I think that is actually a fair shout.
To be honest, I'm pretty much thinking whether moving Van Dijk here.
He doesn't play that sad.
No, but doesn't matter. This is just a team, isn't it? It doesn't matter now. Putting Alaba in there, you know what I mean?
Are we talking about Are we talking about a balance of the team, or are we just talking about? Are we talking about the best players of the year, or an overall balanced team between the two? Because this is where things can get a bit sketchy. Because I'd love to see Alaba there in that either left back or left centre back or whatever. Because he's been really if you're looking at it, if you're looking at a balance with Van Dijk, he does a Konate job, but he's just not Konate. You know what I mean?
I just think Konate is maybe it's overall better than Alaba personally, but I just thought Alaba was a good shout.
Maybe putting Alaba into left back wouldn't be a bad shout.
Well,
and putting
I'll have to go off what they've done this season. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. It's not about looking at where they have been seasons past kind of thing. It's where they've been this. Alaba hasn't played for the last couple of matches, has he?
No.
Yeah,
he hasn't played. So it's kind of that they go into it. I mean, for me. Left back again. I'm going to put my argument out there for Robertson, of course, but
it's
because we have a better defense than Real Madrid. That's as simple as that. That's the problem. I think very, very I won't be putting many arguments up there when Benzema's coming in. I can't really argue.
Did you see my prediction in the WhatsApp chat about this combined 11? I have a feeling it's going that way. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it now. I have a feeling it's going that way.
And it feels that way because I mean, if we sat here and got the Real Madrid Barcelona teams together, we probably would find a more blended mix. But when you've got a team who's gone on and is 1 point off winning a quad, we probably will find that most of the players are Liverpool players. It's just how it's going to be. It's not a balance.
Yeah, it's true.
But there is players in there, who especially up front. But for me, I can't look past Konate. 27 games, 23 wins, 4 draws. He's won 2 trophies, and he's just turned 23. I think he's unseated an incredible Joel Matip, who's been brilliant this season anyway.
I think both of these positions would definitely have to go for two Liverpool players just because what they have done in this season. To be honest, I think everybody.
100%.
So I would say maybe putting in Konate. And
the thing that tips Konate over for Matip for me is his pace.
Robertson here as well.
Yeah, and I think with Andy Robertson again, he's added 17 assists this season to Liverpool. He's a massive attacking outlet. He's Mr. Reliable as well.
How many did Trent get this year? Because I think he eclipsed him, didn't he, this season?
14
on assists.
Yeah,
14.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's another level for him. Incredible.
And this is it. And that's it. So it's going into that midfield now. This is where we're going to start having some, interesting kind of conversations, I think, because that's work. I mean, for me, I've got to work out who's the most influential player in the midfield for Real Madrid.
Modric.
Kroos and Modric, I would say both of them.
Yeah, I'd say Modric more than Kroos. Kroos is kind of fading a little bit, just a bit.
I'd have said Modric.
He's still class though. Modric would be my.
He can influence the game.
I think it's more or less like
and Casemiro as well. He's quality too. Just throw in there.
Yeah,
it's been okay. It's been okay. Just a bit injury prone and a bit poor in some games.
I just don't think like the thing with Kroos is you don't really see him. You don't see him highlighted because Modric does all the flashy passing and all of that. But Kroos
is like he's like the Milner of Real Madrid. He just he gets the job done effectively, but he's not a superstar in that regard, So
Kroos is a superstar, man. For me, I would love to. Like I would have loved to have him when he was a bit more younger, but Kroos for me is. I don't know. I just can't look past. Like to be honest, to be fair, the defensive role which is here, I don't think anybody would disagree if we put Fabinho in there because I think he has been fantastic. And
on this season, I don't think you can look past him. Casemiro is an incredible player, but as Jamie said, the injuries you've got to take that into account that he's not been there. I'm not so. Yeah, I mean Thiago.
That's a good one.
It's very good, but I don't think Kroos unseats some of the options that Liverpool have got. I think Thiago and Modric, they're my 2 midfielders to go in there. If you could give me a dream of 2 influential players with an anchor of Fabinho behind them, you've got Modric and Thiago who can pass like anything you've ever seen. Yeah,
that is sexy football there. I mean, Fabinho's just going to monster everyone, so I like that. I think that should be the 3.
I'm just thinking about Toni Kroos's stats for the Champions League this season, just to see what he has done. So he's only scored 1 goal in the Champions League, but that is not his role, isn't it? So I don't know, man. I really want to put Modric and Kroos in the team. For me, like that is my preference, but I do see it being Modric and Thiago as well. It's so
Thiago's been different source though this season.
Exactly, and that's the problem.
You can't look past him. He's just he's adjusted, and you've seen how well he's adjusted, and he's just taken that game to his personal game in Liverpool to that next level, and it's shown on the pitch on the results.
Yeah. I'd have Modric on the right and Thiago on the left. That would be my sort of preference. That's how I would play it.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Does everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
You, Jamie?
Yeah, I agree.
Awesome.
I agree.
All right. So Thiago here, if I believe. Yep. And Modric here.
And I think what we're showing is it's about the fact that they've allowed Real Madrid's allowed its team to kind of stagnate for a little while. You know,
That's
players
the biggest problem they've had. Yeah.
Yeah, they've allowed their team to stagnate over the time. I mean, we're looking there. We've got Modric. He's been around for
I don't
decades.
know, for
He
donkeys
seems to have been
years.
around forever. And I mean,
It's like
look at
15 years or something.
that's it exactly. He's been around for about 15, 16 seasons now, and he's still out there. He's still doing it. He's still influencing matches.
He's so brilliant, to be honest. My God,
Oh,
that
yes.
pass.
What was it? 2 years ago, we got the Ballon d'Or, or 3 years ago, or something, wasn't it? Like,
that was that World Cup year where they made it.
Yeah,
to
that's
the
right. Yeah,
final.
but like at that point, he was what, 29, 30, something like that. Like,
yeah.
Coming into the later into his career, and he's as good as he was back then. If not, he's just lost a little bit of pace and a little bit of.
The thing is, I think it would have been Kovacic who would have come in to replace Toni Kroos. The problem was he's not willing to wait that long, because Kovacic, to be honest, he's not that old. He's pretty young in his age.
He looks old, but he isn't.
He's not that old. And the thing is, Modric and Kroos are still playing at that high level. He probably can't wait that long until they retire to break into that Real Madrid team. You know what I mean? And he would have been a perfect player to come in and play in that. He's so press resistant as well, and would have helped this team. But at the end of the day, I am happy with this midfield, to be honest. Now comes the dreadful front three.
Well, I think the number 9 position's the easy one. It's clearly Diogo Jota.
Come on.
This sarcasm's lost. No, it's Karim Benzema.
He scores in the Champions League.
It's too easy. Yeah, Karim Benzema has taken it to a new level this season. In the past, he was a bit of a support actor. He was a bit of a backup man, wasn't he? He wasn't as prolific as he is now.
It was the Ronaldo show. It was the Ronaldo show, and he was just there getting the tap-ins and the rebounds. That was about it.
Yeah. But Benzema has been amazing this season. He's been Ballon d'Or sort of contention.
So
if he doesn't get it.
Gareth Bale was absolutely fantastic those years as well. Like he just in those finals, most of those finals were won because of Gareth Bale as well. Like I would argue that I seen him do wonderful things on those finals, Gareth Bale. But this is a bit of a weird one. So I just want to compare Sadio Mane and Vinny Jr.'s Champions League record, if you don't mind, just this year, so we can have a definite person for that thing. So let's see, Sadio Mane. So you guys can debate who's gonna go up on the left.
See, this is what gives me a real thing, because I'm not sure Vinny's stats are better than Mane's. I could be wrong
about Mane. It's going to be Luis Diaz.
Yeah, but Luis Diaz.
Yeah.
You're going to put Vinicius Jr. over Luis Diaz, genuinely?
I was thinking.
Well, you've got Salah, Mane, and Diaz to pick from, and Jota if you're going to go that far.
Mane's a 9, though, isn't he now? Mane plays the 9.
Yeah, true.
In that middle position. Mane's, since Diaz has come in January, Mane has played down the middle. And
we'll just call it a fluid front three, and anyone can go anywhere.
With Mane, he's played. You can't obviously would play on the left, but I'm just going to give that the Mane that we've seen in the last kind of 4 or 5 months. Where he's played a 9.
He's played a 9 mostly.
He's played the 9, and that's where the goals have come from. And he's almost had like a new lease of life. Playing in that midfield, in the centre, where he's not running as much anymore, but he's just doing that clinical finishing, doing what Benzema is doing, kind of thing. He's where he needs to be for where the goals are. But I'm just thinking, and again, I'm not trying to I'm just looking at influential sides of it. We looked at Vinicius Jr. when he played against City, the second leg. He scored a great goal in the first leg. Fantastic. In that second leg, he was missing sitters after sitters after sitters.
Yeah, but didn't he also assist Benzema for that header?
You'll have to enlighten me.
On the left, I think it was Mendy.
It was Mendy, isn't it?
I think it was Mendy. I know he spun Fernandinho, but Fernandinho is 145 years of age.
He's 45 years of age.
You know,
So-
and sent him for the pack of
Okay,
chips.
but also Diaz has only been there in the finals, though. He didn't do group stage. He didn't play in those games. So
He did. He played in the Villarreal game, and he came on and influenced that match completely.
Yeah, but that is
okay. But
Villarreal,
are we referring more in recency bias there because he's only been there a shorter time, or are you looking at the entire campaign of the Champions League, which I think Vinny Jr. has actually been quite good. He's had obvious.
very, 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 very good. By the way,
He's been very good. So for me, that he would get my vote based on that because I don't want to use like a 6 or a 5 or 6 month period.
So basically, Luis Diaz, he has played 12 games in the Champions League, but like he also games for. Where did he play for? Portugal?
He played for Porto. Yeah.
Yeah, so he played for Porto, including the games he played for Porto and Liverpool. He's played 12 games. He scored 4 goals and assisted once. Right?
What about Vinny?
Vinicius Jr. played 12 games, so exactly the same number of games. Scored 3 times, assisted 7 times.
Yeah. I'm kind of looking for like chemistry between Benzema and Vinicius, if I'm being honest. Like
FIFA settings.
and I know like
I don't know, man.
some of you might.
Vinny has to be there, in my opinion. He was so good even in the Chelsea game as well. Like he literally did what he had to do.
I just think the body of work for Vinny is outweighs him only slightly to Diaz. I mean, Diaz has been a revelation, no doubt. But I think
does it mean that Diaz
that's like no disrespect. It's just I think the body of work especially in Madrid's overall gets, I don't know, it's hard because Liverpool's had the better season obviously, but Madrid they're still there, they're still punching, and Vinny's been a big part of that in creating and scoring. So
exactly, and Vinny has helped Real Madrid in most of the games that they have played. He has helped them to reach the final. Yes, Luis Diaz also has helped Liverpool, but helped them maybe in one game in the Champions League, isn't it? Is the Real game maybe? But other than that, like Vinny Jr. has really been doing it for Real Madrid in the Champions League. And
again,
that's not
it's not a disrespect thing either.
It's not a disrespectful thing, but I'm just saying, like Vinny.
I genuinely don't know how we can look past someone who scored the second most goals for Porto in the Portuguese league, has come to Liverpool and has been as influential as he has.
Yeah, but we are not talking about the Portuguese.
No, I'm talking about what he's had the opportunity to go on and do. He could on and he fluffed his lines in that very important game against City, and made the job harder. He had opportunities down that left hand side, and he didn't finish them.
Yeah, but you can also say that against Luis Diaz in that FA Cup final.
Yeah, but that's not the FA Cup's Champions League we're talking about.
Exactly. So that's
what I'm talking about Champions League.
No, so
in the Champions League, Vinicius Jr. didn't turn up in that second leg.
But that's one game. But he has turned up for 10 goal contributions for Real Madrid
in the Champions League.
In the Champions League compared to Luis Diaz's 5.
Yeah, I'm that's on you guys, but I think Luis Diaz is levels above Vinicius Jr.
No, we are not saying like
Vinicius Jr.'s got pace. He's got that's great, that's fine, but I think his end product is lacking. I think his impact on games is lacking.
It does. He reminds me of Rashford in a little way. Like his decision making can be quite appalling, but still the fact does come back. Like we're looking, statistics shouldn't be everything, but they're fairly on.
Yeah.
Okay. It has to be Vinny, according to
Twisted trying to bloody run the conversation. Come on, mate.
Did you guys know that Vinicius Jr. and Benzema are the two most influential players for this Real Madrid team in terms of goals, assists, and just the way most of their build-up play, most of the goals that have been scored both in La Liga, Copa del Rey, and the Champions League.
And that's on Real Madrid for not having other players who can do that job.
That doesn't surprise me. That's another Ronaldo Benzema. That's what it reminds me of, the way they
remind me a lot of that.
It's the same. It's the same at Bayern Munich, isn't it? Without Lewandowski, everyone else looks shite.
Yeah.
The contributions are not evenly spread. from that team because there's not other people who are out there doing that job. And there's nobody else scoring the goals other than Benzema. Without Benzema, where would Real Madrid be this season? You know, we're putting Benzema in there because he's out there going and doing it. But for me, if you were asking me who I would be choosing on form, on current situations, I'd choose Luis Diaz. But if you want to put Vinicius Jr. in, I just think that he's a pace merchant with not a great level of. He's just not got a great level of decision making. I think when you have all these chances, you look at the group stages that they had. I mean, how many assists and goals did they get against FC Sheriff and Shakhtar Donetsk? How much was padded from those games? That's what I'd be interested to kind of see.
No, we'll definitely take a look at it because at the end of the day, you've got to look at it as a body of work at the end of the day. Like, that's why I mean, like, he does have over, like, he does have 10 goal contributions, to be honest. So that's what I was just looking at from that side of things.
Well, so let's have a look. Where did Vinicius Junior's goals and assists come from? I'd like to just see it. I know he scored one against City.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure that out now. 1 second.
I think there's a website where like
who scored
it shows where like he scored in that, and it shows like a heat map of where he like mostly drifts and plays in. I've forgotten what website it is actually.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out myself. Let's see. Champions League. So he scored. Let's see. So in the Champions League competition, so he scored 2 against Shakhtar Donetsk, assisted once, assisted once against Sheriff. They lost that game, by the way. Assisted twice against Shakhtar as well. Assisted once against Paris Saint-Germain. Assisted once against Chelsea. Assisted against Chelsea again. Scored against Manchester City. So so that's 10 goal contributions. So he has 4 in the knockout stages against PSG, Chelsea, and City, and then 6 in the group stages.
Right.
Against FC Sheriff and Shakhtar Donetsk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think those. I think on stats, I think we'd probably agree if Liverpool played against FC Sheriff and Shakhtar Donetsk that we'd probably see a few more goals and more contributions coming in those matches. He's done what he needs to do in those games, but as a big game player, I think Diaz does the same. I think he does equally the same, and the way he's been. But you can go with Vinicius Junior, but I'm still thinking we know that Diaz is going to start. He's going to be a starting player in that Liverpool team. He's come straight in. He's dislodged the famous front three. He's fought his way into probably one of the most difficult front lines in world football to come in and say, no, I'm here now. And you know what? This is my position. He's moved Mane to the centre and dislodged Diogo Jota, who scored 15 goals and I don't know how many assists this season. It's been a brilliant thing. I disagree. I don't see that he would be an impact player.
As I said, I am not choosing any players in this. I'm just going to put it to a vote. So
Diaz.
So Dan, 1 for Diaz. Jamie?
Vinicius Junior.
Joshy boy?
Oh, jeez.
And also whoever is in the chat, or whoever is also watching, please put in which player would go in. So we got 1 for Vinny, 1 for Diaz. Joshy boy, your turn.
Dan, you put up a really that's a really, really good bloody.
Arrested McKay.
You did a very, very good defense there. Vinicius Junior.
2 for Vinny.
No, that's not a rivalry thing. From like I'm saying, I just think it's more body of work, and I know, and that's not saying one is a better player than the other, because I think Diaz can be a better player than Vinny, but just for me, it's the fact that Vinny's done the numbers, and that's literally it. But they're both incredible.
We'll see tonight.
We'll see how they go.
It's not like he's saying he's bad or anything. He's just it's just opinion, man.
Yep. Yeah. And we got one more for Vinny Jr. and the others who are watching, please put it in. Is it Vinny Jr. or Luis Diaz? We can change it along the way, but right now it's gonna go to Vinny Jr. I am sorry, Dan. I have stayed impartial in this. I have just brought up the stats and I showed it to the team, and they have made a conscious decision
I
by
pulled those
themselves.
stats to pieces.
But still, it is Vinny Jr. and Vinny goes in. It's a shock decision, but I believe both of them deserves to be in this team as well. Like both
Yeah,
of
and
them
that's the
deserve
thing.
to be in.
Either way, it's still saucy as hell. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And anybody? I don't think this is gonna be a debate. Mohamed Salah going into this right wing.
Yeah, it's Mo Salah.
Well, we'll say a fair shout for James Milner.
James Milner, right.
You
Mr.
can't
Reliable.
you can't choose anybody else than Mo Salah, even though he's dropped his performances haven't dropped, but the goals have dried up a little bit. Mo Salah is just he's an incredible player. He
Yeah.
got himself an open play goal the other day. Cheers, mate. He's got his open play goal the other day against Wolves. He's finding his mojo. There's no one more up for this game than Mo Salah.
He doesn't want to give up
Yeah.
on that fucking golden boot, does he? So he somehow put that goal in to get it, isn't it? It passed.
And that's it. Yeah, so I would mostly agree with that team, to be honest.
Yeah.
Dan doesn't like it that it went to Vinny Jr. Look at him.
No, I don't. I don't think that using the GA against FC Sheriff and Shakhtar Donetsk is.
It's not only the GA
because
against
I
FC
looked at his
Sheriff, isn't it?
overall performances against City. He was missing sitters constantly.
It's just one game that he missed the sitters, isn't
He
it?
missed loads in multiple games. He's known for it. This is Vinicius Jr. He's not got the deadly eyes. He's the Brazilian Marcus Rashford as we stand.
Yeah, no. The thing is, for me, like as a body,
He had
of
it against
work,
Liverpool though last year.
Oh,
So would I if I was playing Championship defenders.
to be honest,
You know,
like,
maybe
just
that's
went out
Vinicius Jr.'s level. Maybe you should go and play in the Championship and he'd get loads of goals.
but the thing is, the writing will be on the wall tonight. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what we choose. It's just a bit of fun when we choose these things, and it creates this little bit of debates between us people watching it at the end of the day. And that has been a great debate whether it's gonna be Vinicius Jr. or Luis Diaz going into that left hand side. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the game will be played tonight, and the better team will come out of it with the Champions League trophy, and we can see whether it will actually be Vinicius Jr. or Luis Diaz lifting it at the end of the day. And for me, like I like this team. Like as a neutral, I like this team. I'm just sitting here putting little spanners into the works and seeing whatever you guys react to at the end of the day.
That is a pretty incredible lineup, though.
I like
whether it was Vinicius or Diaz. That's a very saucy and very strong team. Very creative, very solid at the back, and there's some good pace up front as well. And Benzema's just that.
So again, 3 Real Madrid players. It probably would be fair, to be honest, in this situation. 3 Real Madrid players for 8 players from Liverpool as well. But yeah, so that's your Champions League 11 that we have chosen for the final. That's your combined 11 that is going into the Champions League. So, boys, any final thoughts about this game?
I think we can all agree that the manager will be Klopp if they had the manager option.
There is a manager option, and I'm definitely going to put Klopp in as well. But at the end of the day,
LMA and Premier Manager of the Year, so he deserves that definitely.
It doesn't matter at the end of the day, to be honest.
I think it's going to be very interesting to see how the game lines up. We all kind of know what to expect out of Liverpool, but it'd be interesting to see. I'd like to see Liverpool win the game in full time. I think that we'll win, and I'd like to think that we'll probably win maybe 2-1.
So 2-1 is Dan's prediction within full time. Jamie, bro?
I'm still going 2-1 Real Madrid after extra time. I think Real Madrid
at extra time, is it?
Yeah. I just think Real Madrid will somehow, pull out the bag Carlo Ancelotti will switch up his tactics, switch formation, and I just think they will just find a way to win.
2-1
That's just what I
full
think.
time Liverpool. And Jamie, I'm just writing these down so we can bring it up in the post game as well. So it's gonna be 2-1 extra time to Madrid, isn't it? And Joshy boy?
Well, I'm still very 50-50 on it. I think it's going to be either Liverpool winning it in extra time or going to penalties. I think I'm not underrating Ancelotti at all because he's very experienced. He's done a wonderful job with all the places he's gone to. Well, minus Everton, but we'll forget about that. But yeah, I know he's got a few tricks up his sleeve with formation changes, and he's got a pretty good bench to come and impact the game. But I don't see Madrid trying to go toe-to-toe with Liverpool because they will get trounced, they will get annihilated if they do, and the players aren't fit enough. So I just think they will. Yeah, I think they're going to keep it cagey. I think they're going to keep it tight and maybe look for an occasional counter and then maybe like a midfield press or something.
I'll take it, Twisted. I'll take it.
I'm gonna say 2-1 Liverpool in extra time, and if not, then it's going to be either that or penalties. So that's my prediction
2-1
too.
Liverpool extra time.
Extra time.
Or Liverpool in penalties.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And we got Twisted saying 3-1
Liverpool 3-1.
Liverpool. So I'm not gonna say anything because
No, I can't get away with that. Come on.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
I know why he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to see Liverpool lifting another trophy. That's why.
No, that's exactly why.
He doesn't want the receipts on it. He doesn't want the receipts.
I really don't want. Okay, I'll say this. I think exactly the same way as Dan and Josh. It's gonna be really, really cagey, and Don Carlo is gonna do what Don Carlo does best. They're not gonna open up. I'll be surprised if they do open up.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a 1-0.
Okay.
I just think it's gonna be a 1-0.
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be much in it. I'd love to be surprised and see goals galore
End to
from
end.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
I can only see it being a final. You know.
I just think it's gonna be a 1-0. To be honest, that's all I see in this game, and I see that 1-0 going to Madrid as well.
Oh man, could you guys imagine it ends 0-0 at full time and it goes to penalties? Straight final for Liverpool.
And the thing is, I see that 1-0 going either way as well. It could be 1-0 to Liverpool or 1-0 to Madrid. It can go either way. But
I think there's too many game influences for it to be, like, I don't know. I just think there's a lot of people on that pitch who can score goals, and it'll be interesting kind of to see. Really, I think the biggest one is how do Madrid approach the game. That's the one that's going to be interesting.
And that's where I'm just confused as of yet, like what to really think about what is going to happen here. So that's why I'm thinking 1-0. It's for me, I think it's going to be 1-0, but I can't really tell you whether it's going to be a 1-0 to Liverpool or 1-0 to Madrid, because I'm not really sure how Madrid might come and approach this game. Because if they decide to completely shut up shop and play, 11 at the back and just hit them on the counter, because
it's going to be a long day for them.
Yeah, it's going to be a long day for them, but it also can be the same thing that happened to Liverpool with like in that Tottenham game. You know what I mean? Just one chance, and then it becomes a 1-0. Because Vinny Jr., as you said, yes, he's a pace merchant. That pace he's absolutely rapid. You know what I mean? Like he's. I mean, Konate is quick. Like Konate and like Trent, they are very, very, very quick players. But Vinny is.
If that's an open space foot race, Vinny wins it 9 times out of 10. Honestly, but you.
And then you do know Benzema is gonna be lurking somewhere as well between all of them and just pops up for some reason, and that would be their one chance. And
That's what
it.
that's what gets me about Benzema. Like he's got zero pace, but he's intelligent and he's always there, no matter when it is.
His desire to
Blistering counter
win
attack,
that
he's just
game.
there.
That's the thing. His desire to win or
Yeah.
score that goal, that simply drives that man towards that goal. And that's why I say it's a 1-0. It can be a 1-0 towards Liverpool, or it can be a 1-0 towards Madrid as well. But I'll say 1-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah, fair enough.
Done. Now, my heart wants to say Madrid, but my brain, he knows better.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, it could be too logical that Madrid may just end up wiping the floor with them, but that's not reasonable.
It doesn't happen.
It's just, logic dictates it'll be Liverpool. But
So, yeah.
who really knows?
So these are our predictions. We are starting off with Dan. 2-1 full time to Liverpool. Jamie going 2-1 extra time for Madrid. Josh going 2-1 for Liverpool, or
That's
in
right.
extra time, or Liverpool in penalties. Then we got Twisted 3-1 to Liverpool. I don't know what he's been smoking, but it is what it is.
3-1 Liverpool's not unrealistic.
It's not unrealistic
No,
as well,
definitely
but
not.
to be honest, knowing Twisted, 3-1 might be also.
I'll take it. I'll take it today. I'll take it now.
It can happen.
If Liverpool score early, if Liverpool score in that first 20 minutes, I think that's a reasonable score line, because Madrid won't want to lose that. They'll start going after them a bit more, and that's when Liverpool will tear them to shreds. Yeah. So there's lots of situations.
And plus Twisted,
an early goal will massively change this game. If Liverpool score early,
it depends who scores it first too, because I think whoever scores first could go on to win it as well.
Yeah. And plus Twisted has a really good record when he says 3-1 as well.
He actually does. It's incredible, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I'm just putting it out there. He really predicts 3-1, and it does happen. And yeah, it is what it is. And I myself predicted 1-0 Liverpool as well. But yeah, it has been a fantastic stream, guys. All I can say is good luck to Dan and all the other boys, Jamie, me, and Josh.
Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid, 100%. Hala
Madrid. Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid. This day is exactly like the day when we watched the final day of the Premier League.
Yeah.
There is no difference.
Another team is filthy.
There is no difference.
We can prefer another team to win over yours, but it doesn't mean we're supporting them.
No.
So I said Liverpool's going to win, but I would prefer if Real Madrid won.
Yeah.
For the sake of the cup treble.
Oh dear.
But yeah, so hopefully we will see a happy Dan tomorrow morning. Tonight. Or a sad Dan and happy us. Happy.
No, you know what's coming.
So it is. Let's see. It is definitely. You do start to feel the pressure right about now.
The nerves are coming in. I'm looking at that clock. 6 hours until the build up begins, and
definitely. Dan probably would be feeling the nerves. Josh, you, me, and Jamie, we are not feeling the nerves. To be honest, we are feeling the nerves a little bit if you do win. But other than that, it is what it is. But we can have it is what it is at the end of the day. But at the end of, good luck to you and good luck to all the players who are playing this game. Hope they give us a fantastic game to watch as well. And hope it's going to be an excellent watch for all of you guys who are watching from wherever you are in the world, and hope we have been entertaining for you guys as well wherever you are in the world. Please always like, comment, and subscribe on whatever we do. It helps us on. Please also, if you guys want to join us, please join us with regards to whatever it is that you want to do. We will be ranking the Premier League teams on Monday. That is something that we're going to do, and then we have all our stream scheduled for the rest of the week. Just go on to the live stream section on the YouTube channel and get yourself notified as well. Once again, good luck, Dan. Good luck, God bless, and good night and good morning to the others. Good night for you and me.
Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid. Hala Madrid.